Watch what happens when power meets its limits. Not the limits imposed by opponents or critics, but the limits of stamina, clarity, and basic coherence. Because that's the story unfolding right now, and it's telling us something important about what happens when institutional safeguards matter more than personality. When leaders rely on spectacle, they depend on controlling the environment. Crowds muffle weak arguments, energy masks inconsistency. Media allies know when to cut the feed. What we're witnessing is the collapse of that control system. A recent public address exposed what rehearsed settings usually conceal. No crowd to energize the room. No applause to interrupt weak logic. Just the raw delivery, halting, repetitive, mathematically incoherent. And even networks historically protective of this administration made an unusual choice. They stopped broadcasting. When your most reliable media partner decides your unfiltered appearance poses a reputational problem, something fundamental has shifted. It's not about bias anymore, it's about liability. Leadership requires consistency between what's claimed and what's measurable. Recent economic data presents a straightforward picture. Manufacturing employment has contracted. Tens of thousands of jobs gone. Industrial facilities sitting idle. Communities built on stable factory work facing disruption. Yet the public narrative continues to insist the opposite is happening. This disconnect matters because it reveals something about credibility. When someone repeats figures that contradict available data and no one around them corrects it, what does that tell you about the organization? It exposes institutional dysfunction. Where are the advisors willing to intervene? Where is the infrastructure for truth-telling? It signals disarray. Functional operations have mechanisms to prevent leadership from spreading false claims. The absence of those mechanisms is itself the news.